Ooh, here he is. Another nice fish. Beautiful.
That's a real nice fish.
Ah, what a pig. And they want this spinnerbait today.
That's what the Mohawk's about right there.
Yep. Look at this. Boy, did that fish inhale that. Did you see how far down his throat it was? What a beautiful fish. This is a Mohawk River smallmouth. Look at how thick that tail is. They're just chunky and they're aggressive. We're really happy to be here today. Welcome to Angling Insights. Well, here we are back on the Mohawk River with our guest Steve Bosley. If you remember last week, we were having a great time catching these beautiful, fat, aggressive smallmouth up shallow, reeling spinnerbaits about as fast as we could. Well, that didn't hold up forever. So let's go back and join the action where we left off last week here on the beautiful Mohawk River in Amsterdam, New York.
Nice fish. Nice fish.
Good fish. There you go, Steve. That's a good one. Real nice. Just beautiful.
They got some fight in them today, I'll tell you. Nice fish.
Real good.
Nice Mohawk River smallie, that's for sure.
That's beautiful, Steve. Real nice. Why don't you put that one in the live well?
A lot of people fish down here, and like I'm used to coming out. Last year I was kind of complaining I would come out and only catch about 20 fish. Because I'm used to coming out and catching about 40. And I'm saying how bad I thought the fishing was, and guys are coming out catching 6 or 7 saying how great it was. You know, so, I mean, it gets a lot of pressure, just a lot of fish don't get caught.
I don't know, when we used to have federation tournaments here, it seemed that, you know, a lot of limits would be brought in, maybe more than any other tournament. Although we'd hit it right every year.
Here we go. A walleye?
Don't seem to be a bass.
Pike. Now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I can't believe we haven't caught a pike yet.
Here's one.
Other than we're throwing chartreuse, they may not be wanting chartreuse.
We'll talk a little bit about this river that we're fishing today, the Mohawk River. This section here is part of the barge canal system, which I guess originally was known as the Erie Canal.
Yes.
And it runs all the way up to Lake Ontario eventually, doesn't it?
Yes, it runs away to Lake Erie, I believe. Runs way out there, runs through Buffalo, through Oneida Lake, runs back down through here, runs right down to the Hudson.
Yeah, you can go from New York City to Buffalo via this route. Or you can go up to, all the way up to Montreal, I believe, can't you?
Yes, you can go up through St. Lawrence Seaway. Up around. In fact, there's a big boat right there heading up to Canada.
There you go. The primary forage on this river is herring and, of course, crawfish. There's a lot of crawfish here, and there's a lot of herring, or alewives. So these fish have plenty of food to choose from to eat. And both of those are foods that make for fat, healthy fish.
One tip that you can learn too is that you catch a fish and it spits up a crawfish in your live well. If you're not getting bit a lot, you check the color of the crawfish, try to match your bait up to it, you will catch a lot more fish. These fish are color selective.
And there's certainly plenty of different colors that the crawfish can be. I've seen them go everywhere from a green to a beige to almost a red to a brown, depending on times of year. But you have to be careful when you do that. You know, try and make sure that the crawfish that you're looking at to match the color is one that hasn't been partially digested. It's one that's fairly fresh. You'll be able to tell the difference.
We're throwing a chartreuse spinnerbait, and right now the crawfish have a real distinctive chartreuse pincher on them. What I've seen in the last week or so here, I think that's what's making this bait so attractive.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's not too many places where chartreuse doesn't attract smallmouth. I don't know what it is, if it gets them angry or what, but there's not too many places where it's not a color that'll work. But certainly for bottom bouncing baits, especially, I think matching the color is very important. I think spinner baits are such a reaction bait for these fish that when they see something bright and shiny coming by them, they just go for it if they're in that mood.